The Audi R8 is almost at the end of its first generation life cycle. We've seen the all-new model, but some of us haven't spent much quality time in the current car.
That's why we've brought along one of the fastest, lightest versions you can buy, the R8 V10 Plus.
So, first things first, this Audi R8 was updated in 2012, so it's not exactly the newest car on the market, but I've got to say, it still looks pretty sharp.
Yeah, I don't think it's aged one little bit. This is still a very, very special looking car. And the way to tell it apart from its V10 sibling are these carbon bits, carbon mirrors, big side blades, but the piece de resistance for me, mate, is this view here. This has got to be one of the best engine views in the world. It literally stomps on the Ferrari 458 as far as a view goes.
That's a pretty big call tone, but I do love how much glass there is so you can get that experience of the engine. What I'm not so keen on is the way the interior's aged.
It is a bit dated, I know.
It is, yeah. There's no doubt that it's not the most modern Audi cabin that is going around at the moment.
Small screen.
It's a very small screen.
But I'll tell you what, Matt, I really like these two analog dials here. I think that's great, but that's all gone too, isn't it?
Yeah, well, with the new virtual display that they have in things like the TT and the next generation R8, it's all digital across there and it looks amazing.
Do you still get the shifter?
I think the shifter is up there. It's still a quality item.
It looks good.
I think we've had enough of just sitting in the car tone. Let's experience it.
I reckon we have.
Kick it over.
Let's get up to 8,000. Mate, this is one of the all-time engines with Ferrari and McLaren going turbo. A 5.2 naturally aspirated engine at full tilt. Doesn't sound half bad.
That needle looks amazing, reaching for that red line.
Yeah, that's why I don't want to get rid of these analog dials. They're just special. I've always thought the R8 had amazing poise on the road. Really does have amazing poise. I mean, hear that engine, that is just singing.
And it's quick.
Oh,
Goodness, it's quick.
has been called the people's supercar for pretty good reason. It's all-wheel drive, of course, using Audi's signature Quattro all-wheel drive system. So fantastic in the wet. But you can punch through these corners very quickly.
Feels planted.
Oh, absolutely magnificent.
I love the fact that it's just there. The engine's just there.
Right behind my head. A little bit of understeer. You get that on the Huracan as well, to be honest.
It's all-wheel drive for you, hey? One thing I will say, Tone, there's no grab handle, so I'm hanging on to my legs.
I think it might be your turn.
Oh, I reckon so. I love the paddle shifters. Yeah. They're so quick. The nice blips on the throttle.
The dual clutch 7-speed is one of the highlights of this vehicle, and it really has brought it up in line with the rest of the A-grade supercars.
Yeah.
Different perspective from the passenger seat.
Yeah.
It's even louder.
All the way to 8.5 tone. Wow. How good is that?
It is special, mate. Look, 0 to 100 is 3.5 seconds. Top speed's 317 k's an hour. This is a wickedly quick car.
Hear what you're saying about that understeer. There is just a touch when you think you might not need as much lock. You just have to apply a little bit more, but 540 newton meters of torque, not a huge amount, but
not a huge amount. 404 kilowatts.
It does its best work up high in the rev range.
Absolutely. The power is fed in a very linear fashion, more so than a turbocharged.
There's none of that lurch, none of that lag, and then all of a sudden a massive shove. It's not a light car. You can feel the weight through the bends a bit, but
yeah. However, it is 50 kilos lighter than its V10 sibling because of all the carbon bits.
I think I'm in love, Tone. I think I'm in love.
think I'm in love. I'll tell you what, mate, this is still a spectacularly good machine on a circuit. You can just push so hard from even lap 1.
Exactly, as soon as you sit in the car, you feel comfortable, and forget the dated interior, this is still a proper supercar.
Cannot wait to drive the next gen.
Nor can I.